Okay, fitting a new blade. Obviously we've taken the blade out now, so we take our new blade, 3mm by 0.5 nichrome 8020 sealing blade, or some people call it heater element or cutting element. This can be obtained from our website www.galli-pak.co.uk. That's our e-commerce site where blades, infills, tensioners, rubber, Teflon, all parts for these machines, particularly the old machines, we can obtain and supply, many of which are stocked. But anyway, the blade is then placed into the tensioner, carefully locating the hole in the tensioner, pushing the blade into the tensioner, and whilst holding it in place, just nip the screw up onto the tensioner. Just nip that up, don't over tighten it. It's an M3 steel screw into brass, so if you over tighten it you'll break it. We'll move the camera now round to the front of the machine. Hopefully you can now see the corner block and the blade coming from the back of the machine. You need to pull onto the blade to put tension onto the piston at the back. If you pull on it and then let go, it'll pull the blade away from you. It's holding it under tension. It's important that you pull that forward and work the blade into the slots and around into the corner. If necessary, get the handle of a screwdriver, just gently tap it down into place, and whilst holding it on the corner, take your screwdriver, your long series screwdriver. You can go over the top or underneath, but we just now nip the screw up in the corner block and just pinch the blade. So that's now holding the blade into the corner block. Some people like to put a little bit of Teflon under the blade to stop it acting so much as a heat sink, but that should be suffice. These are pointed screws, so that's now holding under tension into the corner. The back is tensioned. We'll move to the other tensioner, the one at the front. I'll move that around so you can see a little bit better. What we need to do with this one is release these two screws, just to take the tensioner away from the chassis, and then finish placing the blade into the slot of the sealing beds or the sealing infills. Once that's in place, carefully offer up the tensioner, making sure the blade lines up with the hole inside the brass piston. Then we'll just nip those screws back up, if we can locate them. A bit fiddly sometimes. Just nip that one up. Always a bit fiddly. Just to wiggle the screw slightly just to get it to find its location. And then whilst that's in position, now if we use a screwdriver, we can push the tensioner onto the blade and just nip that up. On this particular tensioner, somebody's changed the original screw for an Allen screw. M3 does the job, just means you have to find some Allen keys. That blade is now held under tension.